Yo, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. I go by DJ Access, and we are aiming to build a better DJ community together. Today, I have winner of the Barley House DJ Spinoff, DJ Cadillac. Bah, 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 bah. The ultimate intro, man. Congratulations. I am so proud of you, brother. It is not easy to win a battle. And it's not easy to win a battle that the crowd is involved in the judging or the points. And it is very not easy to win a battle coming in from an hour and a half, 2-hour drive away. So big props to you. I had to get you on and just kind of let people know. Maybe just start with this. How'd you feel? Just tell people how it feels to win a battle like that. There's 2 rounds. Just give me that. Tell these people what that really feels like.
It feels so good. I can't even lie to you, man. I can't even hold in those kind of emotions. If you watch the video, you'll see it in my face. I'm just so freaking pumped to win because you know how it is, man. When you go to a battle, so much time goes into those routines. I don't think people get it. Like the amount of effort and energy that you put into a 15-minute routine. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time. So I had a week and a half between the first round and the finals to put together a separate 15-minute routine. So I woke up in the morning and I worked on this from morning to night for 5 days straight to come up with my 15-minute set, the winning set for that battle. So to see it pay off in the end, man, it was just like, it was a great feeling, but also a sigh of relief that the struggle is over.
Yes, you know? Yeah, you got to feel good about it, and you had some people come out, man. Like I think this speaks highly to your character. But you had people coming in from New York, from Pittsburgh, and you were able to bring a nice little group to the party, right?
I did. I felt like I had the deepest crew, man. They were the loudest, and the MC, the announcer, he kept bringing up my people that were there because they would just make the most noise no matter what I did. I could have went up there and sneezed, and they were like, "Oh,
he's incredible!
He's the greatest!" Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. Tell us about your prep. Go a little bit deeper into your prep, maybe even for the qualifier and then the finals. What was your prep like? What was going through your head?
The qualifier, you're just trying to get by, but you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to take all your heat, the best stuff that you have, and pull it out on a qualifier, but you don't want to underdo your routine to the point where you're not going to make it. Like someone else might beat you. So, I had to come hard on round 1. Like both sets were pretty solid sets, and my prep consisted of, fortunately, I use my notes app in my Apple iPhone, and if I have an idea, I always just write it down in my notes app. Like if I think 2 songs would go together, or something's a word play, a tone play, whatever the case may be, and I might have 200 different ideas on there, but when you start putting those little ideas together, you start to realize, 1, half your ideas don't really work in real life, and then 2,
only half, huh?
yeah, not even half. But then making everything coordinate with one another, like going from one transition to the next, and so that was hard. And I can't tell you what I did personally. I went on my desktop computer and I was typing every idea, and I was putting them into categories.
Right.
So this might be a diss section. This might be a fill. I call it like a filler, where I just needed time because 15 minutes is it's ridiculous amount of time. You don't realize for a battle, I don't think it should be 15 minutes. I think 10 minutes max, more like 6. You could really show out in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
More like DMC does. But yeah, so I would have like these different categories, and some were my endings, some were my fillers, some were my intros, and it's the disses and just different things. And once I kind of did that, I was slowly going through. I don't know, it just came together.
Yeah.
Mike, that's all I can say. Just slowly came together, and the more hours you put on it, you realize, oh man, I think I got something here. And then this word goes, I don't know how to explain it. You just slowly build on it. I literally came with nothing, and by the time the week was over, I was like,
I got it.
This is hard as hell.
Yep.
unless Scratch Bastard signed up for this, I ain't losing.
Right.
Like,
And that's the mindset that you have to have if you're gonna win. Sometimes I think that what hurts me is I'm very much like I'm just gonna go do my best type of guy, where I feel like to win some of these battles you really gotta have that killer instinct. You know, I've almost like trained myself out of the competitive nature I used to have, say in high school when I was playing ball or volleyball, whatever I was doing competitively. I've almost gone like the Yoda. You see my Star Wars post over here. I listen to and you know, Mr. Miyagi's right next to him. It's a lot of balance. It's a lot about, you know, you play defense. You don't fight unless you have to fight. But he also says if you do fight, you got to win. And I agree with you. I think 5 to 8 minutes is the perfect battle length. 15 minutes is an eternity to really keep people's attention and also be doing all the things that you need to do in a battle. And I wanted to talk to you about something else. So you called me, because I had done this battle in the past, and you called me and said, hey, Mike, what do you think about this battle? And I'm not here to talk publicly about my thoughts, but I will say that I maybe wasn't as encouraging as I could have been. And I want you to talk about like hearing what I was talking about and then flipping that into what you said was like motivation to, okay, this is not going to be easy. Now really want to dive in and do it. Tell me about your mindset with that.
Yeah, like I have a killer battle mindset. Something about me when it comes to battling, like I am going to go for your throat. Like Mike Tyson said, I want to eat your children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I'm coming at you at a DJ battle. But the round one in the DJ battle, I wasn't doing that. I was like, I just want to show my talent, my skill. But if I make it through, I'm going to hurt feelings.
Right.
You know, I'm going to try to go for the throat. And I knew because I was going to Cleveland to battle, I don't really know anybody. Like I'm not in that clique or anything like that. And I even saw some of the guys in the contest were resident DJs at the Barley House.
Right, right.
I already knew like it wasn't that portion wasn't in my favor. You
Right.
know, the whole like being friends with everybody thing. So my mentality was if I go there, I have to be at such a higher level that they have no choice but to pick me in the end.
Right.
And that's kind of what I did. I was in a whole nother level. I mean, it was just a different level, and they had no choice. I left the judges. You know how they say in boxing, you know, don't leave it into the judges' hands. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I felt it was so much of a skill level difference that they got to go with me. They have to go with me. That's you know, I don't mean to come off cocky or condescending to the other DJs, but it just I don't feel we were at the same level.
Well, I checked out your story, and it seemed like the other DJs were like, yeah, you know, this guy, the one who was supposed to win, won. And oftentimes it's not like that. It's a lot of, you know, chit chat in the back, like, oh, this person should have won, or oh, you know, this person knew this judge, or whatever it is. So it's nice. It's I don't even know what's better than nice, but it is like so encouraging when your other competitors are like, yeah, you got me this time. I think someone said like, you know, he kicked my ass or whatever it is. So anything else you want to talk about just with your just the whole experience, or maybe encouragement to fellow DJs who are thinking about maybe joining a battle?
Yeah. As far as encouragement, you know, I've seen a lot of these guys, this is their third and fourth time entering a battle, and they still haven't won, you know, won or maybe even placed in the battle. You know, don't let that get you down. You know, if any of those guys are watching, you know, I lost a lot of battles when I was younger, you know, to guys that were just straight up better than me. You know, I competed against DJ Throwdown, you know, a guy that won the DMC US finals 2 years in a row. And he handed me my ass. But, you know, doesn't stop me from battling. You still got to go out there and just give it your best, you know, give it your best effort. So if you're thinking about doing a battle, go out there, get that experience, because I think it takes major balls for anybody to get up in front of a group of other DJs and your peers, and they're going to judge you, and they're going to stare at you, and they're going to just be like, do something. And you got to get over that fear of being judged by your friends and your colleagues, your peers, your other DJ friends. So it's like,
right, and I always say like it's the hardest version of DJing. I've DJed in front of 100,000 people. I've DJed in front of 20,000 people more times than I can count. There's nothing like DJing in front of people who are your peers, who are, like you said, waiting for you to do something, and who maybe if I do something for a crowd, they're lay, right? They don't know that, oh, this other DJ did it first, or this is such and such routine. So they don't know that. So to really come with your own ideas and skills, and then to execute when the pressure's on, it's a whole nother thing. And if you can do that, you can do anything else. And there's one more thing I'll say is, like, I remember what some of you said earlier. There's a ton of parallels. I listen to a lot of DJs, I listen to a lot of comedians, and I listen to a decent amount of people who do both. And there's a huge parallel there. And what you said with your notes app is something that a lot of comedians and DJs talk about. When I get the ideas, I jot it in my notes app. And then when it comes to putting together a new show, putting together a new routine, whether you're a comedian or a DJ, you go to that notes app and you can start to filter through and then start to put stuff together. So I think that's a really nice nugget that maybe we overshadowed that I wanted to put some light on. So I want to give a huge thank you to DJ Cadillac. If you are watching this and you learned something, or if you are inspired now to do a battle yourself, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep interviewing dope DJs like DJ Cadillac. And let me know in the comments. So was this helpful? Do you like these interviews? And what was your experience in a battle? And what advice do you have for fellow DJs? So DJ Cadillac, peace out, man. I hope you have a great weekend. Kill it. And we'll talk to you next time.
Great talking. Always a pleasure, Mike.
All right,
Take
peace,
care.
brother.